Report of the New World, the Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you check out blackfilesnews.com/shop. That's why I got this sweater from, right? You know what I mean? You can get it in different, we can get that alternate blue logo as well. You can get it in different colors. And we got different products too, all in different sizes and all of that. Something that'll match your swag in your wardrobe, you know what I mean? Like, so definitely support us if we continue to support y'all, you know what I mean? Because we keep giving y'all that real, like for example, unlike these other news outlets, right, that want to lead you to the slaughterhouse. But like, for example, yesterday was actually 54,000 infections of coronavirus throughout the United States, with 20 states actually saying that there was they recorded a record infection rate due to COVID-19 or whatever. So, you know, it's a problem. It's looking like it's something that's just really picking up everywhere, all throughout the country. You have Oklahoma City, for example, whatever. They have no ICU beds left. You know what I'm saying? You have places like Bismarck, North Dakota, where they have 6 hospitals that are actually out of ICU care, and you have a Mississippi where they have no ICU room available. So, you know, and it's a problem because when it comes to this COVID-19 shit, that's where you gotta go, intensive care unit. And the crazy thing about it, you have certain people that go to these hospitals and they'll be like, oh, it's not busy or whatever, like that mean they must be bullshitting about the numbers. It's like, nah, but I mean, you gotta check out the ICU unit, you know what I mean? The whole hospital ain't dedicated towards handling emergencies or whatever. So, you know what I mean? Stay woke on who is. I'm not saying that's not, or I'm not saying that's not happening. I'm just saying be wary of, you know, who's presenting you that information or whatever, and ask the right questions. But that's where we at right now. We're approaching 216,000 deaths due to COVID-19 right now. But the Journal for the American Medical Association is actually predicting 400,000 deaths due to COVID-19 by the end of the year, man, for 2020. It's been a hell of a year, man. Greenwald graduation. Report of the New World, the Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. Yeah, more fuck shit to report for y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but I gotta keep y'all informed so that at least y'all know how to move out here, right? Why did the Washington Post and the New York Times report that Trump administration officials have actually said that they've adopted a policy of deliberately letting the coronavirus disease 2019, SARS-CoV-2, that Rona, you know what I'm saying, deliberately letting it infect the United States population in order to achieve herd immunity. Now, check this out. First off, health experts say that they warn that that it may not even be possible to achieve herd immunity in that way, and in doing so, you risk letting over 2 million people in the United States, as predicted, actually die from COVID-19. Now, here's also the kicker: the head of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, out there in Geneva, Switzerland, he actually said that herd immunity should only be attained or reached for with vaccination, not just through natural infection. He actually literally said that you have to like, never in the history of public health has there even been an attempt to actually combat an outbreak with herd immunity, let alone a pandemic, and to do so is scientifically and ethically problematic. Like, so what is the Trump administration trying to do? Remember who's investing in what, though. Follow the money and you'll see why people moving how they fucking move, man. Greenwald graduation. Report of the New World, the Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report, man. Celebrity in chief, Commander in Chief, Donald J. Trump. You know what I mean? He added again, you know what I mean? Campaign rallying for the presidential spot as he was doing before. Now, we barely a week removed from him getting out of Walter Reed Hospital, where he was put up in there to get $100K worth of treatment for having the coronavirus. Now he back to having these packed rallies. You talking about people being all on top of each other without, you know, masks not really being worn, no real social distancing going on, whatever. Is crazy. And, you know, he was just in Johnstown, Pennsylvania yesterday or whatever. Today, he's actually going to be in Des Moines, Iowa or whatever, where they're actually even experiencing record high hospitalization rates. So, you know, I say everybody need to keep track of where this man is going and make sure you don't go there afterwards, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, here we are with, in like related news, you know, mind you, like the White House right now is a petri dish for that shit. Like, I wouldn't go to the, you know what I mean, over there if I was you. Nevertheless, you have the Labor Department admitted that Trish Scalia, the wife of the Labor Secretary, son of Eugene Scalia, son of Antonin Scalia, the late Supreme Court Justice, whatever, rest in pain. Nevertheless, Trish actually, they admitted that Trish contracted COVID-19. Now, this is a woman, they didn't say when she tested positive, but she was sitting right next to Kellyanne Conway at the now infamous super spreader event on September 26th, where they had it at the White House Rose Garden, trying to have a little dinner, a little ceremony for the nomination of Amy Coney Barrett, the Supreme Court Justice that Trump picked out, whatever. Now, all them motherfuckers just spreading it to each other. So far, there's an independent COVID-19 track system that actually have found, has traced 39 coronavirus positive tests in the White House right now. You know what I'm saying? Even though the White House is refusing to actually do any contact tracing from that event, we know that Kellyanne Conway got it, and now we know that this lady has it. We know Trump has it. We know that his wife has it, and we know that Chris Christie has it. So, y'all all get what y'all deserve, man. Greenwald and graduation. News report of the New World, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So, pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly, one of them companies that's actually up and running, trying to get treatments for COVID-19 and all of that, whatever, likely in cahoots with the U.S. government and the cronies in there. Nevertheless, they actually suspended their clinical trials of their monoclonal antibody drug that's used to treat COVID-19 due to unspecified potential health risks. Now, keep in mind that the company Regeneron actually had a very similar antibody drug that Trump had used, and actually said while he was in the Walter Reed hospital, hospitalized with COVID-19, he actually used a similar drug and called it a cure, basically, and said he's, feeling perfect, got the normal, talking all that jazz. Nevertheless, both Regeneron and Eli Lilly have applied for emergency medical use from the government or whatever, dealing with COVID-19. So, we'll see how that turns out. Greenwald and graduation. This report of the New World, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report, man. Again, if you want to support Black Fox News, go to blackfoxnews.com/shop. The link is in the Instagram bio. You can actually get this sweater, for example. You know what I'm saying? You see the fly logo shit. We got the alternate logo too, with the blue water and all of that, whatever. Oh, you don't like that? Well, we got different shirts and different colors, and we got different paraphernalia too, man. Anything that can match anything in your wardrobe, man. So definitely check it out. We'd appreciate the love and the support as we continue to support y'all. Now, check this out. I told y'all last week about the Wolverine Watchmen. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that actually were plotting to kidnap the governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer. This is a white woman who, is a Democrat or whatever, but apparently they was doing so because they didn't like the coronavirus lockdown measures that she was imposing. Well, an FBI agent actually testified yesterday, also saying that this far right militia group was also planning to kidnap the governor of Virginia, Ralph Northam. Remember the dude that actually got caught out there in blackface last year? Now, the kicker is, this actually comes directly from Trump, because back in April, when these measures were going in place, Trump was actually tweeting out, liberate Virginia, and save your Second Amendment rights, they're under siege, and liberate Michigan. He's tweeting this, hence why I had that change.org, or I still have the change.org petition, get-Donald-Trump-off-Twitter. It's change.org //get-Donald-Trump-off-Twitter. And if there's any, at this point, I think the momentum is crazy, but I've been trying to kick that for a year, man. This is serious business. His tweets have led to a whole right-wing militia group not only putting themselves in danger by further more spreading the virus, but also plotting on kidnapping the state government officials off of what the federal government is saying. Man, that's a twist for you Republicans, ain't it, though? Greenwald and graduation. News report of the New World, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Now, more eyewitnesses have come forward talking about how there were no attempts made to actually arrest Michael Ray Noel on September 3rd, when he actually died in a hail of gunfire from U.S. Marshals in retaliation, or for apparently them looking for him after he allegedly killed a far-right Trump supporter at a Portland, Oregon rally. Basically, those rallies that stem from the murder of George Floyd, and that evolved into anti-police and Black Lives Matter protests, and they had the Chaz, they formed that city and all of that, whatever. So a lot of commotion, whatever. And you got right wing supporters that actually feel like they saving the country from the treacherous BLM of protesters and all of that. So that's going on. So that's the backdrop of that or whatever. And apparently this Trump supporter was killed. Days later, on September 3rd, that's when Michael Ray Noel was killed. Now, Trump has brought this up as like, that's retribution. Like, he even said in the debate, like, I'm like, why haven't they gotten this guy? Then, as soon as I said that, U.S. Marshals got in there, and then, they got him. Like, as if, like, he's to be credited for doing that. But here's the thing, why didn't he have that same energy with Kyle Rittenhouse? I don't know. Anyway, y'all know Kyle. If you don't know Kyle Rittenhouse, look him up. But nevertheless, all except one of the 22 eyewitnesses that were interviewed by the New York Times actually corroborated the same story, saying that these people didn't give any commands when they actually pounced on Michael Ray Noel. And 5 of the people that were interviewed actually said that these unmarked cars actually swarmed in on them, and once they closed in on them, the U.S. Marshals hopped out shooting. You know what I mean? Dude had like a cell phone. He was eating some candy, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's fucked up. And, no, this is an extrajudicial killing. Nothing less than that. Nothing less than what you might see at like in the Philippines or in Egypt or something like that. Like, shit is real, man. And that's where they trying to take it to. Make no mistake about it. This is white supremacy. Green War and Graduation. Streets reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. Will you do me a favor, please? Suburban women, will you like me? Please, okay? I saved your damn neighborhood, okay? Now, would you expect suburban women to like me if I was talking to them like that? This is what Trump actually said in the Pennsylvania rally that he had yesterday in Johnstown, where he's obviously trying to appeal to suburban women after bragging about how he repealed the Fair Housing Act, which actually allowed for low-income housing to actually exist in the suburbs and all of that, whatever. But check this out, though. This is all part of, obviously, he's dying for votes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of polls have him failing, but nevertheless, the Trump administration has been upping the farming subsidies that they've been giving to farmers. It's actually projected to be $46 billion by the end of this year. This would be a record. And this is, farmers, they've actually been hit hard by Trump's own ill-advised trade disputes with like China and, Russia. And not Russia, but Europe and all of that. But nevertheless, and also the coronavirus. So the farmers been fucked up. It ain't like they don't need it, but at the same time, it just seems like it's just you pandering. You know what I mean? Basically, like, where was all that energy when you were actually making these deals? You know what I mean? You wasn't thinking about the farmers then. You know what I mean? Green War and Graduation. No, that's politics. This report out of the world, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So just so you know, the Supreme Court actually ruled that the Trump administration, they actually can halt the census count a month early. So, you know what I mean? If you haven't gotten it in, it's so rap at the end of the day. So, and of course, a lot of civil rights groups are upset about that. A lot of people fear that, mind you, this only happens every once a decade. So a lot of people fear that, like, this is going to severely hurt communities of color and definitely immigrant communities and whatnot. And here's where we at. It's not clear what the purpose of rushing it would be, but the Supreme Court already ruled it. And keep in mind, the Supreme Court already has a conservative leaning advantage. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about I think it's 5-3, 5 conservative justices compared to the 3 liberal leaning justices. So that's where we at, man. Green War and Graduation. Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So over in Virginia, it was a cable that actually was allegedly cut by accident, and then that caused the entire voting registration system throughout the state of Virginia to actually stop. Now, the crazy thing about it, this happened yesterday too. That this is actually the last day to actually register to vote in order to be able to vote for this election day that's coming up. So, voting rights activists, of course, were like, in a frenzy, saying like, this malfunction likely caused the, thousands of people not to be able to vote. A similar thing actually happened to the voter registration system in 2016. So it's crazy, but today they're actually having a court hearing to deal with a lawsuit that's basically asking for the deadline of voter registration to actually be extended. We'll see how that turns out. Green, war, and graduation. Report out of the world of the Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report, man. Early voting got underway in Texas yesterday. You know, and you saw similar lines, like people waiting in lines for hours or whatever, similar to what happened in Georgia on Monday with their early voting starting. But over in Texas, a federal judge actually upheld the directive by Texas Governor Greg Abbott to limit the drop box ballot boxes to just one per county. Yo, this is I mean, now I never lived in Texas, but I'm from Jersey, but I can only imagine how fucking huge these counties are or whatever. Like in Jersey, to have something one per county is insane. So I can only imagine in Texas all the driving that you might have to do to deliver a mail-in ballot to a drop box. Nevertheless, this was upheld. You got, you know, counties like Harris County, which is the county that has Houston. This county has 4.7 million people. So that's should show you how like crazy that is. Also over in Cali, California Republican Party actually admitted to actually having these, you know, their own mail-in ballot boxes or whatever, like the unofficial ballot boxes, and they did so, basically saying that they tend to do this or whatever, but right now there's a whole new spotlight on this. Nevertheless, the California Secretary of State sent cease and desist letters to these California Republican officials saying that, you know, basically they gotta stop deceiving the voters and putting these fake ballot boxes out there before they face criminal prosecution. California Republican Party basically said they're gonna keep doing it, so we'll see how this showdown turns out. Green, war, and graduation. Report out of the world of the Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So over in Texas, you actually had over 100 asylum seekers from Cameroon actually being deported yesterday. So this is you know, deportation en masse. You had and this is despite congressional efforts. This is despite you know, activists actually trying to stop the flight. You know what I mean? They even had a demonstration at the Fort Worth Alliance Airport in Texas where they were sent out. Nevertheless, you had included in these Cameroonians were several that actually were on hunger strike in Pine Prairie detention center in Louisiana. You also had this includes 2 Cameroonian women were actually in the Irwin County Detention Center in Georgia that actually were found to have had forced sterilizations on them. You know what I mean? Like, you know, surprise hysterectomies, you know what I'm saying? Surgery, like big shit that they actually probably gonna need to be around for to, you know, bring these cases to court. Nevertheless, you have many of these deportees fearing violence when they go back to their home country. I mean, even in they interviewed one specific asylum seeker who was being deported, who was saying like, you know, she's you know, we're here for, you know, they're torturing us for years, and now we're trying to go back, and you know, we gotta go back to a violent situation. You know what I mean? My own mother has been shot in front of me or whatever. So it's like, you know, they are in fear for their lives. It's a sad situation. The immigrant rights activists are actually saying that these Cameroonians were actually coerced into signing their own deportation papers under torture and abuse. So it's not even like, man, it's a crazy situation. Green, war, and graduation, man. Report out of the world of the Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report, man. Hey, make sure you check out blackfoxnews.com/shop. Support the movement. Get yourself some gear, some paraphernalia. Just like this here sweater. You know what I'm saying? Black with the red logo. We got the alternate blue logo. And we got different colors for this sweater as well. You know what I'm saying? Something that can match everything in your wardrobe. And we also got different items. You know what I mean? Make sure you check it out, man. The link is in the Instagram bio. blackfoxnews.com/shop. Support us as we continue to support y'all, giving out that information that honestly is more pertinent than sometimes you may even believe once you first hear it. For example, the Mexican government has officially ID'd 2 women who were at the Irwin County Detention Center in Georgia that I told you about, where they actually found a doctor that was performing gynecological surgeries on women without their consent. You know, we talking about hysterectomies or whatever without women knowing. Now, what the Mexican government found, one of the 2 women that they even identified had said that she was actually had surgery performed on her without them explaining anything about what they were doing, in Spanish. Yeah, they didn't tell her about the procedure or what was happening or whatever, and they didn't say anything in Spanish. The woman only spoke Spanish, so that lets you know how they playing, man. This is nefarious shit. Green Wall and Graduation, though. Report out of the world, though. The Bishop Grady let y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So it has come out that U.S. Immigration officials, agents, have actually been physically deport. They took part in this the deportation operation of a group of Honduran asylum seekers back in January. Now, this is interesting, and this happened in Guatemala. Now, this is interesting because U.S. Customs and Border Protection, they're actually supposed to be over in Guatemala and as well as in other Latin American countries, over a few, actually training local authorities on deportation tactics and training them on U.S. immigration policies. And keep in mind that the former president of Guatemala had made a deal with Donald Trump, basically making Guatemala a safe third country rule, which basically says any asylum seekers coming from down south trying to get asylum in the United States have to try it in Guatemala first. So I thought it was very interesting. But the State Department specifically prohibits U.S. officials from actually partaking in the physical deportation of other countries or foreign countries. So they were literally like detaining and deporting immigrants and asylum seekers in Guatemala. These findings were actually published by Democrats in the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. So and they actually said that this is the first time that they understand that the United States has actually had officials who've partaken in the physical deportation of immigrants in a foreign country. So this is Trump's Department of Health and Department of Homeland Security. Pardon me. This is Trump's DHS, Green Wall and Graduation. Report out of the world, though. The Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. Yet another witch hunt that Trump has actually sent the Department of Justice on has turned out to find no proof on. So the Department of Justice actually ended this investigation that was launched by Attorney General William Barr, that really went into whether the Obama administration officials had unmasked. This is a term that Trump's been using over the past several years, unmasked the names of Americans whose communications were actually swept up in foreign surveillance. Now this claim actually ties into Trump and Republicans talking about unmasking and Obamagate and them spying on Donald Trump and all of that, whatever. They said they released his names illegally, but there was no proof found on the matter. So and there's actually been no report that's on the investigation that's actually officially been released. Man, this shit is done. It's over. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. Green Wall and Graduation. Report out of the world, though. The Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. Now, I've been telling y'all how mass protests have actually been rocking in Belarus. This is a country that's in Europe, right next to Russia, and that's because longtime authoritarian president Alexander Lukashenko actually claimed victory in their elections last month or whatever, but people are almost certain that he rigged the elections. The opponent actually did not even concede to Lukashenko winning and actually had to flee the country. Nevertheless, Belarus government officials are threatening to actually kill these mass demonstrators that have actually been protesting, since the election or whatever. And the government officials are saying that police actually have the green light to use live ammunition on dissenters. So that's what's going down. Obviously, it's mayhem. It's a lot of fear caused. This is the authoritarian type movement over here. And the European Union has, as a result, actually imposed sanctions personally against President Lukashenko. A lot of governments don't even acknowledge Lukashenko as being the leader of said country. Green Wall and Graduation, man.